What is up, Lake Forest? One more Fantasy Football League. This is your boy, Andrew Ruth, coming back at you with some updates from last week's game time matchups. Wanted to get it started, get it popping with the most fantasy points of the whole weekend. Tim Bryan coming in hot, doing damage, and I just want to let you guys know my boy's coming in like a wrecking ball. Absolutely demolishing people. Look at this. You got Lamar Jackson putting up 60.62 points. Lamar Jackson was 4 players in one. He was 21 of 29 for 318 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a better than 40-yarder. That's a great week for a quarterback. He also carried the ball 9 times for 119 yards and a touchdown. That's a great weekend for a running back. You get them both in Lamar Jackson this week. Congratulations. But if that wasn't enough, not only is he coming in like a wrecking ball, but he's got Aaron Jones coming in here with 32 points even. And then Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Thrill, Tyreek the fastest man alive, Tyreek going over with Tua Tagovailoa and getting it done. 51 fantasy points. 11 of 13 for 190 and 2 TDs. I mean, just an absolute crazy weekend. I mean, he's got Jake just coming out looking like he got into a really serious bar fight. Just out of nowhere. Crushing Jake from State Farm, destroying him. If we look at a couple other games with what time we got left, you'll see that we had Mike Moses and Cam. Looks like a really close game, except for the fact that Cam, the excellent man, the guy who's supposed to know everything about fantasy, the guy says, "Don't put me on a pedestal. I'm busy, man. I got a weekend job," and he forgets to put somebody in his lineup and drops this big goose right here. This giant goose egg. Gabe Davis did not play Monday night. Puts a 0, and even with that 0, Cam only loses by a fraction of a point. With a 0. So Mike Moses, you came away lucky here. You came away really lucky. So it's time to go ahead and just celebrate your victory and move on. Thank your lucky stars that he didn't. But it wasn't just Cam who put in the double zeros. And so let me go ahead and put in the angry music for this next one. Because my hero, one of my favorite dudes in our league, you know who I'm talking about, Pastor Victor. Pastor Victor playing Kelly. Kelly needing a win after this past week when she lost to me, comes in, and it looks like a pretty even matchup on paper until you scroll down and you see that Victor leaves Keenan Allen in his lineup. Keenan Allen, he's out with an injury. Keep going down. He leaves Eli Mitchell in his lineup with an injury. Cost him the week to have double zeros in there. What you doing? What I just think, just simultaneous fart and cough by Pastor Victor. Simultaneous fart and cough, a double whammy. Team can't handle it. Team just has to roll over, start over again next week. Lastly, looking at the heartbreaking matchup I was in, looking at my one against old Mason, and I just want to be honest. Mason went all ham and eggs. Jalen Hurts so good is just over here strumming my pain with his fingers. Absolutely doing damage. Jalen Hurts putting up 42 82 fantasy points, while my quarterback, Trey Lance doesn't even play half a game. Gets injured, breaks his ankle, out for the whole year, does major damage to my starting lineup, major damage to what I thought was going to happen. But I got absolutely no help from my running backs. Leonard Fournette putting up 9 points. Ezekiel Smelly at 5.9 points. What you doing, boys? What are you doing? Chase Edmonds, another running back in my lineup, 5.1 points. 5.1 points. All three running back positions together didn't break 20 points. That's just not going to get it done, boys. And it didn't this week against my friend Mason Ham. But we'll be back next week with one more go at it. Until then, you boys and girls, stay well.